All right. Welcome everybody to Disrespectful. Pod number 2. They didn't want us to do pod number 2. Nobody wanted to see a second podcast.
So we decided to make another podcast.
So what do we do? What do we do, Neil?
Yeah, we just made another podcast. That's what we did. Don't play yourself. But anyways, it's me and Akash. We're gonna talk about the usual basketball stuff and probably some bullshit along the way as well. Today is the day after Game 3 of the NBA Finals.
It's the day after
what do you think about the game?
The Cleveland massacre.
Yeah. So Akash and I, we watched the game together, and that was a fun game.
Well, we actually so we tried to go to like a bunch of bars to watch it, and then we ended up at this restaurant that had a bar like on the other side of the restaurant, and we sat at a table like closest to the bar area, and we were like staring at a screen like 40 feet away.
Yeah, so... that is true. You were actually streaming.
I was just streaming on my phone, actually, on my cracked screen.
You were streaming, the game on your phone, and it was like a minute behind.
Yeah.
So like everyone would cheer, and then like your phone would be like, "Oh, okay, that's why they were cheering."
Yeah, it's so tempting not to look up at like the actual screen when your stream's just like a minute behind.
Yeah,
man.
That was pretty fun though. And then we ended up in some weird this.
Oh, we ended up at this bar like next to it, like a Safeway.
Yeah,
and a CVS.
Yeah, it was a strange location, but it was actually a pretty cool place.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like the game. What did you think about the game?
I thought it's finally a good game. First of all, and I think second of all, like Kyrie and LeBron showed up, and they probably had pretty much the best games they can have.
They did. That was like the best games that either player could have possibly had.
It's almost a repeat of, I think Game 5, Game 6, Game 7, like LeBron and Kyrie both went off for like close to 40 multiple times, and that they also weren't even as efficient as they were yesterday. And yesterday they were actually really efficient, and they scored close to 40.
Yeah, that was a crazy ass game, but
I think the way that I looked back at like the Kyrie highlights, he drove to the rim like 4-on-1 and finished multiple times.
Dude, his finishes at the rim were like insane. Like I don't think I've ever seen like a player do that many crazy finishes.
Curry,
like
Durant, McGee was around him, and and Clay would be there, and then he would just throw it up.
It was crazy because he would drive and there would literally be like 3 people like on him, and he just flips the ball up and then it goes in somehow with like 5 hands in the air. It's crazy.
Do you think there's something like to the fact? Well, let's go over like what we thought about the game more. But what I wanted to talk about was like Kerr said that they kept letting Kyrie and LeBron just take over 1-on-1, and eventually they get tired, and they would kind of, by the end of the game they wouldn't be able to keep doing what they were doing. I mean, I think it was kind of reflected on like if you saw Kyrie's last shot was a pull-up jumper on Clay.
Yeah, that was a bad shot though.
I don't know, man. I mean, he had a little bit of space, and it's against Curry. He probably had less space in Game 7 last year.
What do you mean against Curry?
Last year.
You mean the shot?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I mean, give it to Clay for giving him good defense and everything, but it was so rushed. Like his step back and then pulled up. You can tell like when he stepped back, he didn't have the ball where he wanted it in his hands, but he flipped it up anyways, and it was really short for that very reason. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, I think
so. I mean, like,
yeah,
I don't know. I guess he couldn't have driven, but I mean, that's crazy. It was a.
But I think it showed like with LeBron on his last play, didn't really get a chance to get to the rim, even though he might have been able to, and then.
Are you talking about the Korver play?
Yeah.
Or when he got blocked.
The Korver play.
The thing is, like, what do you think about that? Because I've been seeing a lot of stuff online. People are saying, "Oh, it was the right decision. It was the wrong decision." I personally think he shouldn't have deferred. I mean, but I mean, like, I'm kind of curious. What do you think? Like, do you think that was the right play?
I think Tim Legler broke it down on SportsCenter, and it looked like Draymond for a second was kind of tilted in a way where LeBron could just drive hard right to the rim. and Draymond had 5 fouls at the time too.
Yeah, he did have 5
Not
fouls.
that it matters that much at that point, but still. And then the other thing was Korver. The way he passed it to Korver, Curry was still able to kind of get a small contest in the way. Whereas like if he passed it a little bit further up the 3-point line rather than to the corner, like Korver would have been able to. Or I think Tristan Thompson was setting a screen on Curry, and so that screen would have actually blocked Curry from getting to Korver. Honestly, I'm okay with him passing the ball. Like I think it's he's almost like the ultimate team player in terms of like you can't expect he'll make the right play like unconsciously. You know, it's not really in his mentality to just attack.
Wait. Who are we talking about?
LeBron.
Again? Yeah, the thing is like that's always been the biggest criticism about his game though, because he doesn't attack.
Yeah, but dude, I don't know, man. Because I think
the thing is like it sucks because technically that is the right basketball play. Of course, you get doubled, you want to kick it out to the open man for the 3, and I feel like for the first 43 minutes, that's the correct play. But when it comes to crunch time and you are literally where they were up by 2, they could have been up by 5 with that shot technically. I mean, you got to take that. You got to be the one. Like LeBron has been unstoppable the entire game. Like why would you defer to Kyle Korver, who's not really known for being like a clutch shooter or anything like that?
Well, I think that shot that Korver got is like it's one of his like most like his best shots. You know, like that corner 3.
Yeah, but the problem is it's like it's a crucial play. It's the last minute.
Yeah, I mean, but like you have to think
there's
about
a reason
like
why ISO ball becomes like a big thing. Is because people get nervous at that time, man.
Yeah, but like okay, so so you prefer the star players take the shot at the end?
Well, I mean, like that's kind of why they're there.
Yeah, but dude, like if you look at like Kobe or like a lot of these players' percentages in the clutch, like they're not that efficient at all. Whereas with LeBron, at least in the clutch, the whole team can't just like zone in on LeBron. They know that he's going to be able to make the right play if possible. That's why like the problem is that I think on that play LeBron still should have drove it to the rim, just because the threat of him passing made everybody kind of stay at home at their man. So he had a 1-on-1 with Draymond, and so he's scored on Draymond before just driving to the rim.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like,
I think he passed it a little bit too quickly, but I also don't think it's, like, a horrible play by him.
The thing is, like, I agree. It's not a horrible play in any other situation. But the thing is, like, when it comes to crunch time like this, in my opinion, I feel like all that shit just goes out the window. You got to give it to your best player and have them make the play.
So, what if they just gave it to Kyrie and he didn't shoot at all? Would you still be mad at LeBron?
No, because that would have been the right play. The right play would have just been either a Kyrie ISO or LeBron driving to the rim, like, and then LeBron would get the foul call, and he would go and hopefully hit his hit his free throws.
Yeah, I think the thing is like, I think that it's like two extremes where it's like if you have Kobe was like he'll shoot the game-winning shot even if there's like 2 or like even 3 people there sometimes. Whereas, like, LeBron will, even if he has a 1-on-1, he'll still try to make a pass to an open man. So it's like nobody's kind of in the middle. I think it's really hard in that moment to have, like, to be able to make that real-time decision. It's like almost impossible. It's really dependent on how you've played basketball, like, your entire life. And Kobe's, when times get, like, tough or, like, when there's only, like, 30 seconds left, what he knows to do best is shoot the ball. Shoot a fadeaway, drive to the rim. Whereas LeBron, when there's 10 seconds left, he knows that he's still looking to make the basketball play. That's just how he played basketball his whole life. Because at that moment of time, you're going to go back to how you always play. You're not going to change how you play.
I guess so, but that in my opinion is why LeBron gets so much criticism.
But he's not the same. You can't compare him to like Jordan or Kobe or anything. He's not that kind of player. In terms of how they look at the game offensively.
Okay, so I mean, like, in that situation, you're up by 2. LeBron driving to the rim, I will take over a Korver 3 any day, especially in this series.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I would too, but I just think that he saw like, I think he saw Curry kind of try to shade in to help, and then he saw Tristan like setting that back screen.
Yeah.
And so it ended up being not as open as a shot as he probably thought it was going to be. But a Korver corner 3 it's almost just as good as a shot. And like, I don't know, maybe at the time he didn't feel like he could fit, like he thought Draymond was in a good position, or like Draymond, I don't know, like Draymond's a pretty good defender as well, you know? So you don't really know exactly what would happen.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's a tough situation because like if LeBron made the pass and then Korver hit the 3, no one would be talking.
It's all about who made, like even LeBron said in the post game, he said it's just like a make or miss league. Like if Korver hit it, that would have been a great play. If Kyrie hit that, then Kyrie would have been like one of the clutchest players ever, because after Game 7 and hitting that, and then if KD missed that shot, he would have got destroyed. If KD missed that pull up 3.
Yeah.
But that's like a shot that I don't know. I don't know if that's the. I mean, like, so even though he hit the shot, do you think that was a good shot for KD to take?
That shot. The thing is,
it was pretty contested. Like LeBron's hand was there.
It was fairly contested. The thing is, Durant does that shot,
and they were only down by 1, right?
No, yeah, they were down by 2 at that point. That was right after the Korver miss. So that was literally a 6-point swing, a possible 6-point swing. The thing is, Durant is known for hitting that shot like 48 minutes of the game. Doesn't matter if it's a first quarter, first minute, or fourth quarter, last minute, like last night. So I mean, I don't think it would be too bad. That's a shot that he typically takes, and I mean, like it's kind of hypocritical for me to say that, like when that's like really we're talking about Kyle Korver, that's a shot that he takes like.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like you're pretty much just basing it off if he made it or missed it, and like.
But the thing is, like, no one has been able to stop LeBron going to the paint like the last 2 games. He's in the paint and then he passes to Korver, which I guess is the right basketball move. But I mean, for the specific situation, I don't know if that was the right move.
Yeah, no. If I was LeBron, like, the thing is, he's a smart guy, right? Like, he's not gonna just. Everybody, like Skip Bayless and all these people will say he's just drive to the rim every single time, right?
Well,
pretty
the thing
much,
is, like
nobody can stop him.
He did that in Game 3, and then he gassed out. That's why he did nothing but shoot jumpers for. For Game 2. Like he did, like he got gassed out.
Yeah, but don't you think LeBron knows that if he drives to the rim, that he probably can't be stopped? I don't know why. There must be some other like. There's no reason he wouldn't do that, you know, if he knew he could.
I don't know. I mean, I could be petty and say
he's taken the game winner a bunch of times. It's not like he's scared of taking the shot.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of times where like he would defer when it's like an easy situation for him. But I don't know. I mean, like, you're right. I mean, when it comes to that type of shot, when it comes to that kind of situation, LeBron's always going to be like that. But I feel like that's kind of what separates him.
He's not your fun, like, traditional, like, greatest player or whatever, where they like command the entire thing at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that has to be part of the definition of being like one of the best players of all time, because even if you think about.
Well, when you think about basketball, you think of highlights. If you look at a highlight reel, majority of it is always going to be game winners, you know?
And you also have to think, like, if you think about LeBron's offensive game versus, like, Durant's offensive game, it's easy. I think it's easier for Durant to get a shot off in the clutch than it is for LeBron. It's just a lot harder.
In what situation, though? In what situation?
I just think Durant can get a shot easier than LeBron can.
Well, because he's like 7 feet tall. And
LeBron's never been like an amazing shooter, like when you need him to shoot. Like, I don't know.
But, I mean, that's why he drove.
Yeah, I mean, he still should have drove, but I mean, he doesn't have the. I don't know, like him not having the threat of pulling up. Like Draymond was kind of laying off of him a little bit, and it's because he doesn't have the threat of like being so confident in his jump shot where he can just drain that, you know. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I think like I honestly prefer the kind of superstar that like makes the right play rather than people that just pull up on like 3 people.
But I feel like the right play is always going to be subjective to the moment, because I mean, like I said, like if it was first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, everyone would say that that's a good play. You kick it out to the open man, but it's the one of the last plays is like the most pivotal.
Yeah, but dude, even if you look at like I was saying before, if you look at a lot of these people that people think are clutch, like their percentages in the clutch aren't that high, but people remember.
Well, yeah, because
remember
you're going. Well, when it comes to like clutch, like it's what like the last possession is like a go ahead shooter. Well, of course, you're always going to go against like literally the team's best defense.
Yeah.
At that
So
position.
I mean, like, is Kobe
you're
shooting
always
like...
you're always set up for failure, and I don't think I don't think it matters too much about your percentage, but the fact that you are willing to take that shot. I mean, like that. I mean, think about it. That's a scary moment. Like you win or lose, it's on your shoulders.
I mean, I think if you look back at like a lot of the clutch players, like I don't even know what Jordan's percentage was, but like I know Kobe's was like around 40 or less. Like in the clutch was like around 30.
Well, the thing,
something.
okay, the thing
and
about
like
those
is that
stats
really
like,
the thing is that really the best percentage shot you can get for your offense? First of all, second of all, I do think like a counter for that is depending on who your teammates are, you might be one of the only people that should take the last shot, you know, but
yeah,
I think like if the Warriors if people want to play team ball at the end, you can't always rely on every single guy out there on the floor to keep moving the ball.
Yeah, the thing is like you said, like the best play for the Warriors, the best play is just running screens for each other and running around, rotating, switching and on everything. You can't do that when it's like a last possession, because the other team's not going to make many mistakes. A lot of times you just have to take your best matchup, which would be Durant versus anyone or LeBron versus anyone, and just have them really just.
I think most teams do like the ISO at the end because it's probably like the least risky in terms of like turning the ball over like probability wise. It's pretty much just you just give the ball to one guy and then you know that they're gonna at least get a shot off, you know.
No, exactly. I mean, I feel like even though like that for team ball and all this stuff, it's not the best choice. The best choice like in theory, but it actually, in my opinion, I think it is. Because like when you think about it, like for instance, Kobe. Would you trust Kobe contested fadeaway or Sasha Vujacic open three?
Dude, probably if you're looking at just the math, you can't really just look at the numbers in that situation, but just looking at the math, you would trust Sasha, I think.
But the thing is, I don't think stats really record like everything that's going on, because when it comes to last shot, some people choke and during that time, and some people don't, and that's like the reality.
You can't really measure
stats
that.
Stats don't really measure that. That's why whenever I see analytics of like stuff like, and really like when you look at it, if you pull like, if you notice closely about those the analytics for like clutch players and stuff, depending on how you pull those metrics, Kobe can be top 5 in like most clutch since that time, or it will be like bottom 20. Like it's always very subjective, and like sports like analysts, they always pull metrics that will always support their narrative. So I don't really trust all that shit too much.
I mean, it's not like he was getting like in those game-winning shots. It's not like Kobe was getting like layups and stuff. They were always tough fadeaways.
I mean, yeah, for the most part.
So it's like, if you play team ball, you could get something that's like a little bit more of an open shot. But I also think like Kobe and like a lot of these, I think LeBron's mentality is different. Where Kobe or Jordan, like, for the most part, if they didn't take the last shot, they probably wouldn't be able to live with themselves in terms of thinking that they should have had control of the outcome of the game.
Yeah, but the thing is, LeBron should have that mindset.
LeBron doesn't look at basketball that way though.
But if he's truly just being like, championships is his only priority, that's why he rests during the regular season, that's why he coasts during the regular season, he doesn't take other teams serious until he gets to the finals, talking about, oh, you know what, that's fine, I'm only worried about the finals, I'm only worried about championships.
Yeah, but why don't you just agree with the mentality of like, LeBron, as long as he makes the right play, he's happy with the result. That's what he.
Is he though? Is he though?
I mean,
is
that's what he
happy
says.
with the results?
That's what he says.
No, I mean, of course he's
even
gonna
after
say
the
that,
game, he was like, "I made the right play. We just we didn't make shots."
I'm pretty sure. Like he said that just for his image, but
well, otherwise, why would he pass it at the end?
I don't know, man. I honestly, I don't understand.
You can't say he's like. I don't think he's scared.
I don't know, man.
Dude, he's had amazing games before in the clutch.
Yeah, he's had. Well, yeah. I mean, like I could also count like plenty of times where he disappeared.
Not plenty.
Plenty.
There's a couple big ones, but like, there's
big
not.
Ones.
There's more that he showed up for than not. I don't know. I think he made the right play. I think they were both good plays to make. Like not I don't think one was way better than the other. But I also think like just not looking around the court and just straight driving to the rim isn't really how he usually plays basketball.
Because the thing is like if he drove to the paint and there's literally Draymond, Durant, and Curry in the paint, he's gonna get the foul call. It's in Quicken Loans Arena. It's a pivotal game. He's gonna get that foul call.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of surprised he did it, but I think he also thought that shot was gonna be more open than it ended up being. So I don't know. It's pretty hard to debate, but anyways,
it's a tough situation.
All right, what do you think about Game 4, dude? Coming up.
Oh, it's
tomorrow?
Gonna be a sweep.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a sweep because
I don't know.
First off, the only people I can already see it right now. The entire team is demoralized. They know they're gonna lose. It's gonna be the exact same thing. LeBron and Kyrie are gonna go off plus 30. No one else is gonna show up. I guarantee you that.
Is JR even gonna come to the game?
Dude, JR believes they're gonna win in 7.
Yeah, dude.
Do you believe that because he said like, you know, I didn't do that. I was in the showers when that happened.
It was kind of weird though, cause yeah. So when he said that, he said it on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when he said that, I was like, oh, that seems like something he would actually say. And then Stephen A on First Take was like, oh, I talked to JR, and JR said he didn't do it. And one thing I know is like JR Smith's not a liar. So it's like either you're calling JR Smith a liar, or you're saying that he wrote Cavs in 7. I don't know.
I think J.R. Smith is a liar. Come on, man. Like, that sounds like something J.R. Smith would do. Sounds like something he would say. I'm pretty sure he posted it and someone was like, dude, what the hell, dude? Delete that shit. And then he deleted it.
Dude, you can't say that shit after you just lost, too. Like, you just lost.
No, I mean, like, kudos to him for having faith. I mean, hopefully he shows up.
No, but you don't have to say it on Twitter, like.
Yeah. Did you ever read that article saying that like players who tweet after games shoot 1% less their following game or something? Yeah. That's why I think analytics have kind of gone out of control. That's kind of that's like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you fucking talking about? Twitter fingers makes you play worse? Like, what?
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man.
But yeah, I would say I'm pretty scared that the Warriors... Well, I mean, I'm a Warriors fan, but I'm pretty scared the Warriors are going to lose Game 4.
They're going to lose Game 4?
Yeah. I just, like... I'm also a very pessimistic person in general, so...
No, I feel like you do that just to set yourself up for failure, just so, like, in the event of that happening, you'll be like, well, I expected it, but if it doesn't happen, then you're going to be super happy.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did for Game 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not really...
No, but, like, I do think that, like, that LeBron and... I don't think they're just gonna like roll over. I think it's gonna be really close again.
Maybe. I think if they keep it close, I think it's gonna like make the Cavs like, okay, maybe we can at least like make this a gentleman's sweep. But if Golden State comes out of the first quarter up by 10, 15, if it gets up to 20, they're gonna give up and it's gonna be a fucking like blowout, like 40 point.
I don't know, man. It's tough, like, in the finals to not show up completely.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like, when you make it that far and you already know you're gonna lose, a lot of times that just deflates like the team spirit and they kind of. I mean, that happens a lot on closeout games. Like, if they have a feeling that they lost already, a lot of times they're blowouts. Like when you think of like when the Lakers played the Celtics,
Yeah.
I think Game 6, where the Celtics won in 6 games, like, they blew out the Lakers like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's really tough. Like, I think it'll be like within 10 points, honestly. But
I don't think so. I think it's either gonna be,
because you have to remember that Thompson, Curry, and Durant all had really good games in Game 3.
yeah. I mean, that was the point of them coming together. The thing is, in my opinion, I think it's gonna it has to either be within 10 or it's gonna be a 40-point blowout. When it comes to closeout games, like, there's no in between when it comes to this crap.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
But I think I'll still pick the Warriors, but I think the Cavs are gonna make it really close. It's still in Cleveland. Like,
I'm leaning towards Warriors blowout. I'm leaning towards that just because that last game was so. I'm pretty sure half of the Cavaliers are fucking like, they're dead inside right now. Like, they want to kill themselves.
Yeah, there probably isn't a lot of hope.
Yeah. Do you think the Warriors are going to be the best team? People are going to say this is the best team, best season, best everything from beginning to end if they go 16-0 in the playoffs?
It's tough, dude. I don't know if I know enough about the history of, like, basketball, but a lot of the stuff that they're doing is unprecedented. So
it is. I mean, also when you think about it, I mean, you sweep your entire conference, which is known, like the Warriors. They sweep their entire conference, which is known to be the better conference.
Yeah.
Then you're on the verge of sweeping a team that basically swept the entire Eastern Conference. So you basically make a statement as in, we are far above anyone and everyone in this league, and we're going to win championships for the next few years.
Well, here's the other thing. The other thing is that people say that they got kind of lucky in the West, which, like, they did get, a lot of people were hurt. So Kawhi was out. George Hill, if you want to count that, was out. And then Nurkic was out. And,
okay, but I mean, like,
even if you bring all that into play, they went and they still swept Cleveland.
Yeah. They still swept, a healthy Cleveland.
Which after they sweep, if they do sweep Cleveland, like, there's not really much you can say.
Yeah, because you can because I mean, like, on both sides are saying, like, oh, Warriors had an easy trip, Cavs got an easy trip. The thing is, like, Nurkic, do you really think Nurkic was gonna get? They would have still swept.
They would have still swept. I think the Jazz, they still would have swept.
George Hill's a good player, but he's no like Russell Westbrook. He's not gonna turn the game around himself.
And then
I think that
the
still would have
Spurs
been a
maybe
sweep.
game 1, but I think they would have won in 5 at worst.
Yeah, I mean, like, the Spurs, I feel like that had potential to maybe go 6, 7 if Kawhi plays out of his mind. But I mean, no one thought that the Warriors were going to lose any of those series. I feel like you're splitting hairs at that point. And when it comes to the East, like, the East just is trash. And yeah, a lot of people got injured and shit, but the East is just known to be trash.
What's crazy is that the Warriors still, like, in the last couple of games, they've had almost 20 turnovers too.
The Warriors?
Yeah.
They had 20 turnovers?
Yeah, they had 18, I think, and then they had...
Oh, yeah, they did. They had 18 turnovers. That was the thing, though, because
they were saying if they didn't turn the ball over, they might have got, like, 145, 150. Because the Cavs' defense, honestly, like, we've always known it's not been good.
Well, okay, that goes to, like, a point that I kind of wanted to talk about. LeBron needs to stop trying to be the damn GM. Like, I know you love the whole empowering the players thing, but the fact that LeBron surrounded himself with players that he wanted shows that he would be a terrible GM, a terrible owner. Because look at this. If you look down, who can defend? Kyrie Irving's not a defender. Kevin Love's not a defender. J.R. Smith can defend at times, but he's not great. Tristan Thompson's okay, decent. Kyle Korver, Richard Jefferson, Iman Shumpert, Darren Williams, Derek Williams, Dante Jones, James Jones, Channing Frye. What? They can shoot threes. The thing about defense is, in my opinion, you can't have a bad defensive night. You know, you can't say, oh, you know, like, my D was, like, off tonight.
But, like, who do you want the Cavs to get?
Well, I mean, the thing is, I feel like if you would have trusted David Griffin, who is in that position for a reason, he would have made a more balanced roster. The thing is, like, when you let LeBron do everything, like, you let LeBron overpay JR, you let LeBron overpay Tristan Thompson, you keep demanding all these damn players, spending all this money, and then what? It's an unbalanced team. It really is an unbalanced team. Like when you look at it, Tristan Thompson is barely a center. He's only a center because he can't shoot, and he can rebound. He's just a wide dude.
I guess, but I mean, I think if I was LeBron, like, I don't see why you would give the control back to David Griffin.
What? Well, because I mean why? Well, I get it. Yeah, he probably won't give the control back to David Griffin, but I mean, like, LeBron has shown for the past 3 years. I mean, the Cavs lost $40 million last year, and yeah, you win the championship, but you're gonna also lose much more this year, and you're gonna come home empty-handed.
I don't know if that's true, dude. I don't know how much money they lost. I think that's kind of bullshit.
Come on, man. They're throwing money away like nothing. They're saying, like, oh, we need a rim protector. Let's go sign Bogut. Oh, he got hurt. Let's go sign Larry Sanders. Oh, he got hurt. Let's waive him. It's like literally they're just like doing anything and everything that LeBron asks, which is fine because he's your star player, I guess. Surround him with players that he needs. But I mean, like, there's got to be some kind of input because it's such a, like, when you look at this team.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
The thing is that this team was tailor-made for LeBron James because it's tailor-made for his game. You just need to surround him with people that can shoot threes, that can really shoot the ball because he demands so much attention. But there's just no balance. The entire second unit would get run over if they're not making threes.
I mean, you also have to think that this year a lot of those moves, LeBron might have not. Most likely he did influence, like, behind the scenes, but he signed a 3-year deal. So it's not like he's going to be like, last year he was like, he might leave, if they don't get the players that he wants. This year it's just like his leverage is kind of gone for at least a couple of years. Because it's not like he's going to threaten to leave if they don't get the right players. And honestly, like, even if he had the opportunity to leave, it's going to be really hard for him to leave Cleveland again.
Because, like, come on, man. Like, LeBron, you allow LeBron James to create his own team. It's a good team, but it has no defense. You're not going to win. Honestly, if the Spurs made it, like, let's say Spurs beat the Warriors, the Spurs is still going to beat this Cleveland team.
They might have.
And if Houston were to make it, off chance Houston were to make it, I think the series goes to 7.
Yeah, they had some really close games in the regular season, too.
Yeah, because the thing with the Houston and Cleveland, they're both just, they live and die by the 3. Like, they're not going to play a lot of defense, but they're just going to shoot. And think about shooting 3-pointers and just shooting jump shots all game. Your jump shots aren't going to go in every single game.
I think another thing is that even if you have a good defensive team, you're always going to have a couple liabilities on your team. And the way that everybody plays offense now is they try to set screen and rolls till they get a mismatch. And so even though the Warriors have, you could say, you have 4 great defenders and Curry usually out on the floor. Yeah. Even though they have that.
Oh yeah, sure.
Let's say you do the death lineup, you have 4 pretty good defenders and Curry. So even if you have Curry out there, they're still gonna find a way to get Curry on Kyrie or Curry on LeBron and then just run ISO. So, like, in terms of team defense, I think it's more of scheme than your personnel. And I don't think that I don't think that their team defense is really bad because I don't think they have, like, a scheme, really, in terms of, like, a team defense that's very solid. Yeah. But I don't think that getting one or two...
letting people go and sign
But I don't think players. Getting 1 or 2 good individual defenders is going to help the team defense that much.
Well, I'm not talking about individual. They just need to play defense. And you get these old-ass veterans who have never been known for defense.
Who else do you have? You can't get anybody else, dude. There's nobody else available. That's why they have freaking Richard Jefferson.
You could have kept Dellavedova.
See, they should have kept Dellavedova.
Honestly,
I think LeBron... No, but LeBron was hella mad about that. LeBron couldn't control that.
Yeah, because
it's not like LeBron
got just like, dude, you're terrible GM. You need to let the GM be.
So you can't have it both ways, dude.
Dude, honestly, okay. I can't.
You're saying that David Griffin let go of Dellavedova, and you said you should let him make the decisions when LeBron wanted to keep Dellavedova. But now you say getting rid of Dellavedova is a bad move.
Dude, I change the narrative depending on my argument, okay?
God damn it, dude.
I'm basically like LeBron James. Depending on what I'm trying to argue, I'm going to change my...
Did you have to understand that if it was up to LeBron, they would spend even more money. They would sign even more people.
But the thing is, like, they do. But
they don't, like, as much as they could.
Gilbert and David Griffin, they spend more than they're comfortable with. But, I mean, like, they're also not going to, like, do everything, every little thing that they ask for.
Yeah, so when...
Do you honestly think that the J.R. Smith and Tristan Thompson deal was, like, smart?
I think Tristan Thompson... I don't think it was dumb. I don't think it was, like, a horrible deal.
Come on, man.
It's not a horrible deal.
$20 million?
You're paying Moskov $16 million. He's making... Dude.
Well, that's because Jim Buss is a freaking stupid.
No, but dude,
I'm not gonna
a lot of people got paid around that amount.
Yeah, but I mean, do they deserve that?
And Thompson's getting paid 15 or 16 mil. Yeah, 16 mil a year.
But I mean, everyone knows that's a terrible deal.
Well, not with the cap going up. Like, Thompson's not a horrible deal.
Yeah, now I guess, but that's still $20 million. It could go up all you want, but
at
that's
this
still
point,
a good
almost
chunk.
any other team would sign Thompson for close to that amount.
I don't think so, man. They were trying to sign Thompson for like I think $20 million less. And if
over
that
5
was true
years.
and if that was true that anyone else would have given him the same amount of money, then why didn't anyone give him the same amount of money?
At that time, maybe not, but now they would.
I don't know. I mean, I'm watching these finals.
I mean, you get Chloe as well, so.
Dude, fuck that shit, dude. Chloe's probably telling Tristan Thompson to move to LA. Oh my god. If Tristan Thompson wears
are they going out or not?
I don't know.
I thought that was a while ago.
But the thing is, like, I keep looking at news, and like Team Z will come up and say Khloe Kardashian is hanging out with like James Harden again.
Yeah.
Hanging out with just like, I don't know, dude. These Kardashians and black athletes.
I feel like
need to stop.
I feel like they just go like courtside to games, and then they just start picking people, and like, oh, I could like go out with him, and then they they just bend over.
Okay, I don't know if it's about that, because like, if I was at like a Cavs versus anyone game, and then you choose Tristan Thompson, like why Tristan Thompson? Like Kyle Korver, dude. I would have chosen Kyle Korver.
I don't know, man.
Dude, Kyle Korver's a good looking dude.
He's Ashton Kutcher, dude.
Yeah, he's Ashton Kutcher, man. He's Ashton Kutcher, like a more athletic Ashton Kutcher.
Except he can't make shots in the clutch, dude.
Ashton Kutcher can make shots in the clutch.
That's how you know it's not actually Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher would have drained that shot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They switched places. God dang. All right, so you think it's going to be a sweep for this series?
Yeah, I'm calling the sweep, and I don't think we discussed really like are the Warriors the best team ever. Did we actually discuss it?
We didn't really get to discuss it that much, but as much as I don't want to say it, I think you have to at least put them in the argument. And I think for the most...
Yeah.
No, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I think that now I have like a video that started going off all of a sudden, so it threw me off. Anyways, so I had this. I think that with the right matchup, so like you were saying, like against the 2001 Lakers with Shaq, they really don't have anybody that can stop him, and so against almost any, depending on matchups, I think matchups are definitely like a big deal, but I think I think no other team can match up with them either. With
the Warriors?
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem. Like the best teams like of every decade. If you want to look at like the best team in of the 80s, which was like the Celtics and the Lakers and the Sixers, they were built for that era. You look at the 90s, like Jordan, all the other teams in the 90s that were good. They were built for that era. And then and you look at Shaq and Kobe, Tim Duncan's teams, they were built for that era. And then this team, they're built for this era. Like, this era is all about small ball, shooting threes, running in transition, which was like taboo in the league for like millions of years. Like,
yeah, so, I mean, you also think about...
It's tough. Yeah. It's tough. Even if you want to compare numbers and say like, okay, these are the numbers that like have never really been seen before. Yeah, because it's literally catered for this era and the way the rules are. Like, rules are constantly evolving and changing. So it's the comparison of saying like, oh, would this team beat that team? It will never like come to like a actual conclusion.
There really are, like, I think Jeff Van Gundy was saying, like, it's the same sport obviously, but they're playing like different games. You know,
They
like,
are.
Like if you just put like the '80s Celtics or like Lakers out there versus the Warriors now, I have no idea. Like, they would be playing two completely different ways almost.
They would, and it would just be very awkward.
Yeah, the rules would have to. I mean, I think again, like it the way that the rules are, like the Warriors would win with these rules, and the Celtics and Lakers would probably win with their rules.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they're built for like you said, they're built for different games, pretty much for different ways, styles of play.
Like Steph Curry can't make a shot if you touch him. So.
That's not true, dude.
That's true, dude. If you put your hand on Steph Curry, he can't make a shot.
That is. I think that if you put him, I think he'd still be amazing in like the '80s. I think so. I think he would adjust. The thing is, like,
if he was born in like the '60s and then played in the
he would adjust.
He would have adjusted, absolutely. But like the argument is always like what you always see on TV and barbershop arguments is, let's just magically put these two teams in a court and just have them play, like it's kind of like that no one will ever know like the actual answer because that's nothing in analytics can like ever determine that.
I think if you look at just offensive skill, I think these Warriors are probably the best team ever in terms of offensive skill and firepower.
As far as like offensive firepower, I mean maybe. As far as like being able to score very quickly, yeah maybe. Just because of the three. But I mean, like, this is the era where the three actually became really important. Like, before, no one wanted to shoot threes, and a lot of it had to do with the fact that the rules were catered for big men, and there were things like hand checking. So, like, literally, like, if someone has their hand on your hip, like, you're not going to shoot a three. If they're allowed to put their hand on your hip, like, you're not going to shoot a three because you're going to miss.
Yeah, that's true. I can see that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think Curry would have been, the argument of, like, I know I've seen, like, in like, inside the NBA, like, Kenny Smith and Charles Barkley and stuff, they like to hate on Steph Curry and say Steph Curry wouldn't be a good player in the 90s or the 80s or stuff. I think, I mean, if he had the potential to still have the same skill set as he has today, I mean, they would have surrounded him with, like, big players, like, he would have been fine. Maybe he wouldn't be, like, MVP status, but I think...
I mean, you would have just had dudes setting screens, like, the way that like Bogut used to set screens for Curry and like Durant set screens for Curry. Like,
yeah,
they would have had like a huge dude in the '80s just set a screen and like plow the other guy out of the way.
Yeah,
and then Curry would have had the big man and danced on him.
Yeah, the thing is, Steph Curry probably wouldn't do the things where he like dribbles and like dances on you because like if you try to do that, they're just gonna put their hand on you and then Curry can't do anything at that point.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
but I still think that he has enough skill and like. The way he just has really quick reflexes too, and just like he'd be able to pick it up.
Yeah, I think so too, and that goes for the most part like every great player of every decade. They would be successful in any era. I mean, because they would just adjust. Like they have the skills. They would just adjust to those rules and adjust to the style of play. But I think as far as like this decade, from 2010 to 2020, This is the best team so far in this decade.
You think it's better? Oh, dude, I don't know. Yeah, I would say so. Better than the Heat. Yeah. No, I mean, if you think about it, you have the last three MVPs. You have.
That is true.
You have a Finals MVP, Iguodala.
Come on, man. Come on.
You have 4 All-Stars.
Yeah.
And probably 4 Hall of Famers.
Well, I don't know yet. Klay Thompson, I think he needs to do more. I think Klay Thompson needs to leave the Golden State Warriors and actually.
Nah,
dude. He's. I don't think Klay is a shoo-in for Hall of Fame yet.
Yeah, dude. I
think Durant for sure is in. Steph Curry's going to be in. Draymond Green, just because of the way he plays, like I think. Eventually will be a shoo-in. Klay Thompson.
Like think about Klay Thompson's like craziest games, like holding the record for most points in a quarter, like scoring 60 points on 11 dribbles. Like there's a lot of crazy like in terms of just scoring, like being an unconscious scorer. He's set a lot of records that way.
All right, fine, you win.
And he's gonna have two. He's gonna have two.
So they have 4 Hall of Famers. You win.
Yeah.
They have 4 Hall of Famers. Yeah. So I mean, it's hard. It's hard to say. I think you.
Iguodala might make the Hall of Fame. You never know.
Maybe.
Honestly,
I feel like he wouldn't be a first ballot. I think the only first ballot Hall of Famers you got in here is
the
Kevin
Basketball
Durant
Hall of
and Steph
Fame's
Curry.
kind of bullshit, anyways.
The thing is, like, they add like literally 5 people every year. Eventually, they're just gonna run out, and they'll be like, Smush Parker was decent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I also think Katie's gonna stay for at least another year. So.
Yeah. The thing is, like, because you know that they can't afford to keep all 4 All-Stars on the team. Who do you think's the first one's gonna leave?
Yeah, they can.
Dude, stop.
They can. Dude.
Yeah, I know they can, but do you honestly think that, like, you think that the Golden State Warriors are super noble? Like, if they say, like, okay, hey, Stephen Curry, we're gonna win a ton of championships, but I want you to take $10 million a year. And then another team's like, hey, dude, we'll pay you double that.
Okay, here's what's gonna happen, dude. The next 3 years is exactly what's gonna happen. Okay, Durant's gonna sign. All right, so Curry's gonna sign for the max. He's gonna be making like 35 mil.
Yeah.
Durant this year is gonna sign for a little bit less, and they're gonna be able to keep Iguodala and Livingston. Then, in 2 years, they still have 2 more years until Clay and Draymond come off the books. So then.
But how much
that could already
Clay
be
and Draymond getting paid? Because Draymond's getting paid about like close. It was like what 16 to 20 million throughout his contract?
So is Clay. Yeah.
Yeah. That's dude.
No, but like, you can afford to do that.
You can technically afford to do that. But
no, I'm saying because Curry has the bird rights or whatever. Because he's been on the team for 3 years, they can sign Curry to go over the cap. And right now, at least right now, they're barely over the cap. And even if they sign Durant,
see, that's the thing. Again, that's why I think a GM needs the way that the GM be the GM.
The way that the league is set up right now, it's like almost an unprecedented thing where the cap went up so much, and like a lot of people are on. So Draymond and Clay are on max contracts based on the old cap. So that's really with the new cap. It's not a crazy amount. And then you have Curry's really the only person on the new max. And then Durant, if he takes less than the max, then you're gonna have you're gonna be able to keep Livingston and Iguodala at this point. Like, what's he gonna do? He's not gonna go anywhere else.
The thing is, like,
what's he gonna do?
Gonna sign him for big money, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
I guess, but
Iguodala at this point, Livingston maybe, but Livingston, even if they lose Livingston, like, they're gonna have this core for at least 2 more years. That's 2 more titles, dude.
I don't know, man.
And then, at that point, I don't think anybody's gonna leave, dude. I think everybody's just gonna stay forever.
Do you know when Clay and Draymond leave, we're gonna have another podcast, and I'm gonna reference this. When we have 1 million followers, I'm gonna reference this, and we're all gonna make fun of you.
Dude. What would be funny is, like, it was on Levitar's show today. If Curry's a free agent technically, what if Curry went to the Cavs, dude? Like, or like if Curry went to the Thunder, or if Durant went to the Cavs, like,
dude.
God, I think if Durant went to the Cavs, it'd be like the biggest clusterfuck like ever. Like, it would just be like the whole league would just be everybody would be so confused. Like, the whole league would change.
The thing is, like, when it comes to, like, putting so much talent on a team, there has to be a level of, like, stars and role players. Because, like, when you put someone like Kevin Durant on a team like the Cavs, that will take away from LeBron and Kyrie. So it's like a big addition, but with it comes a fairly big negative as well. Because what makes the Cavs so special is you have these 2 ball handlers that are really good at making plays for themselves and other people. You can't have 3. You can't have 3 that can do that shit. I don't think it works that way. And they're all like alpha scorers. So you can't. I don't know how much. I mean, they're gonna win the title if that happens. If Durant goes to the Cavs, they're gonna win the title. But I don't think it would make them that much better.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Even if you think about Durant coming to the team is better this year than it was last year, but they could have won the title last year too. You know,
That's true.
It's not like they're people are saying that without Durant, like they wouldn't be able to beat the Cavs. I don't know if that's true.
No. If this Golden State Warriors team didn't sign Durant and they ran it again with like Bogut and Harrison Barnes, they would still be in the finals.
Yeah, they might win in 6.
They would be up probably 2-1 right now.
Yeah, people are acting like Durant is Durant's the reason that they're gonna win the series. Durant's the reason they're gonna sweep, but he's not the reason they're gonna win the finals. They could have won the finals last year.
The thing is, like, people have such short attention spans. This team was up 3-1 against the Cavaliers, and literally dominoes fell. Curry wasn't feeling well. Bogut went down. Draymond got suspended. Iguodala got hurt. And they barely won. Won.
And then think about last year, people were asking the same question if this is the best team ever. The only thing they changed is they added Kevin Durant, really. So
this is the best team ever.
You can't have the same debate with a team that's clearly much better.
Yeah.
And I think last year there were people arguing that this was like, if you just look at the numbers, there were people arguing that last year's team was like one of the best ever. And now it's just like you added Durant and you're saying like, I don't know, like they're up there, dude. They're probably, in terms of dominating, you can look at every single team in terms of how much do they dominate their era that they were in. That's pretty much the only thing you can do because you can't really compare across eras. Mm-hmm. And the way that the Warriors are looking with this team, like they could dominate this era for like the next 3-4 years.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
And then, I don't know, in the 80s, I mean, the 90s, like, the Bulls dominated the era. The thing is, the Bulls won 6 titles in the 90s, right? So, I feel like to be considered, like, the most dominant team of the era, the most dominant team ever, you'd have to win 6.
Yeah. Damn.
But, dude, yeah, honestly, though, it kind of makes... I don't know. I guess the only fun series for next year might be like Warriors Spurs.
Okay. I think we should do one final topic. But
all right.
What are teams that could potentially compete with the Cavs and the Warriors if they make one move?
So like one.
And
team
what would that move be?
Okay, I think the Spurs with Chris Paul would be able to take the Warriors to at least 6.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if they even beat the Warriors.
You have Paul playing Paul's a great defender on Curry.
Yeah, Paul and John Wall are the only point guards that play defense in the league.
Yeah, so he's pretty good defender against Curry. Kawhi's as good as you can get on Durant. So
yeah.
And then you have Aldridge and Draymond, which might be like a push. But I think that's the team that could be most likely to beat the Warriors. On the East, it's pretty much if the Celtics sign like Paul George or
if Celtics sign Gordon Hayward, I think they would push the Cavs to 7 games.
Dude, they got destroyed this year.
Yeah, exactly. But that's because they didn't have a legit reliable scorer.
You put LeBron on Hayward's not going to score.
I don't know, man. LeBron doesn't play defense anymore. And by that, I mean Isaiah Thomas is a legit scorer, but the thing is it's very easy to defend him when it comes to those situations. Yeah. The thing is LeBron's not that great of a defender anymore. He matches up with the weakest perimeter player and then he just roams around and plays help defense. Which is still fine, but you can't not guard Gordon Hayward. And Gordon Hayward, maybe he won't go off for 30, but he's gonna, even if LeBron is the primary defender, he's still gonna go off for at least 20. And I think
that the way that LeBron plays defense now goes back to the team that's assembled around him, where it's like if he played great individual defense on one guy, somebody else is gonna get open because the rest of the team sucks at defense. So they put him on the worst defender and let him roam to cover up all the inefficiencies that they have from other players.
I guess.
But I think that if he wants to, he can still be a great one-on-one defender.
Not consistently. I don't think so.
I'm not sure because I've seen it before, and he has all the skills and the tools to do it. So it's not like defense is more than like just effort, dude.
Huh?
Defense is pretty much effort, and then there's like a little bit more technique and stuff, but it's mostly effort. And if you have LeBron's size and athleticism.
Yeah, because when you think about Dellavedova, it's not like he has like a lot of good technique on defense. He just
tries
hard.
That guy's whole body looks like he's about to fall apart as he's playing defense.
He looks like those string puppets when he plays, because his limbs just fly all over the place everywhere, just running into shit all the time. Yeah,
it looks like everything's gonna fall apart, dude. Like honestly.
Okay, what do you think? The Houston Rockets, what piece would they need in the offseason that would put them over the top?
Just like
if
any
you put
player.
Paul George on that team, I don't know, man. I think that might do it.
No, I think Houston in the playoffs, Houston in the playoffs got stopped. Like they weren't that good, even against the Thunder. They should have destroyed the Thunder. It was pretty close, and like, I think it's just because they only play like one way. You know, they only play like pick and roll with Harden at the top, where it's like in the playoffs, like you give a team like 7 games to game plan against that and figure out what they're doing defensively. I don't know. I just think like it's a lot harder to run the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing about like 7-game series is you literally just have to study one team. You don't got to worry about like, oh, what's going on the next day. The next day is still the same team.
Because the first couple of games against the Spurs, they played really well, and then after that, the Spurs kind of shut them down.
Well, yeah, it's the Spurs, dude. I really hope Chris Paul goes to Spurs.
That'll be hella interesting.
Mainly because, like, I just want everyone that are, like, Clipper fans to shut up. These are the best years the Clippers have had, and they're nowhere. They're just as close to getting a championship as the Lakers still.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. I don't believe there's such a thing as Clippers fans. I think Clippers fans are just people that just happen to be in the LA area that just don't like the Lakers for one reason or another.
Within the last 5 years.
There's no such thing as Clipper fans. I don't believe that Clipper fans actually exist. Whenever
you're from Modesto, dude.
The people say like, "Oh, well, I like the Clippers." Oh, why don't you like the like? What do you have against the Lakers? Like, name me one legit Clipper fan, other than Frankie Muniz.
There's that one dude.
Yeah, exactly. Shut the fuck up, man.
He always sits, dude. What's his name? God damn it.
People that go to Clipper games are just Laker fans that are just frustrated with how much the Lakers suck.
Yeah, I also think it's like people. It's like those kind of people where they're like they're like hipsters, or they go against the trend a little bit. You know?
Yeah, they're just hipsters. They're just like, this is in style.
But I mean, like, why would you like the Lakers? Like,
because they're great.
It's a bunch of people with just plastic surgery and like, it's just, yeah,
dude, who in the Lakers has plastic surgery? What are you talking about?
The fans.
Oh, fans. I thought you were talking about like D'Angelo Russell has like fake tits or something.
He does, dude.
I don't know, man. Dude, if
he's got ice in his veins.
Yeah, that's definitely plastic surgery.
Like, dude, are you okay? Like,
you okay, dude? You don't look too good.
Yeah, hypothermia.
Yeah. I got ice in my veins. Yeah, dude, you're a stone cold killer. No, I'm dying. I need help.
Oh, man. Dude, I think one of the craziest plays in Game 3 was when Curry stole the ball from LeBron as he was about to go up on a fast break.
Dude, that I've never seen that happen
to LeBron.
That's like the ballsiest thing because
LeBron didn't expect it. Nobody ever does that.
Because no one ever does that. Everyone just kind of lets him. Like, when he has a head of steam, they just kind of like, all right, we're not going to stop him. But, like, Curry literally just swooped in, stole the ball.
And I'm surprised, like, they didn't just end up calling a foul anyways, because they just assume, like, that's a foul at that point.
Because he kind of sold it as if it was a foul.
Yeah, he sold it a little bit.
I was surprised on that as well. But, I mean, like, if you look back, that was a clean steal. That was the right call, but I mean, if they
it was.
If they were to call it a foul, like, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. All right, well, yeah, I think that's pod number 2, dude.
Is it?
I think.
Oh yeah, I guess that's it.
I think so.
We just fucking talked about a lot of bullshit.
Yeah, honestly, there's probably nobody listening at this point. If you guys are still here, like, this podcast kind of sucked.
God damn! Why would you say that?
No, I mean, it was straight basketball, and I think we went over like a good amount of stuff. But yeah. I think coming up, like in the next, once the finals are over tomorrow, we're probably gonna be doing like a lot of like, just kind of like stupid like bullshit topics that are gonna be funny. But I think like me and Neil have like pretty good opinions when it comes to basketball, and like this is kind of coming a little bit late because like a lot of people already did their like analysis of the game, but I do think, I don't know, do you want to do another pod after the series is over? Or I think we already covered most of it though.
Well, we'll decide that off the air.
Nah, dude, we gotta do it on the air.
Dude, we don't gotta tell anybody about our plans.
Yeah, this is
a
multi-million-dollar business.
Eventually it will, dude. Once we get 1 million followers, they're gonna look back at this and be like, man, you guys came a long way.
You know how many more followers we need on Twitter to get to 1 million?
We need 1 million.
About 1 million. So
we need 1 million to get to 1 million. Dude, yeah, we gotta work on it. You need to start fucking tweeting, man.
I know, yeah. This should probably be off the air as well.
Yeah, we're hella just complaining right now. All right, anyways, if you guys lasted this long, thank you very much. We'll talk to you guys again soon. Later.